Draw the line at areola. That should be the rule.
T-shirts. Make T-shirts, Megyn. Sell them in your merch shop, please.
MAGA mouthpiece Megyn Kelly just had an absolute meltdown over Sydney Sweeney's voluptuous breasts. It is so funny to me how quickly the MAGA moron morality police will cannibalize their own in the name of rage bait for clout and clicks. But let me back up for a second. In case you've been under a rock or hiding from the Trump Gestapo, Sydney Sweeney is a conventionally attractive American actress who has been at the center of some recent controversy and internet drama that we'll get into momentarily. But yesterday, she basically broke the internet with a stunning picture of her in a barely there corset dress. I'll leave that image up for a bit for reference and watch time. But the right-wing rage-baiting YouTuber Megyn Kelly clutched her pearls like Donald Trump was trying to
grab him by the pussy
and absolutely lost it over Sydney Sweeney's personalities. Megyn here has a history of internalizing her own misogyny and screaming at other women who are far more famous and successful than she is, like Beyonce, Ariana Grande, and J-Lo. But the absolute whiplash of this woman's conniption condemnation that I'll show you in a second is wild. Because it was not that long ago that Megyn was singing Sydney Sweeney's praises after she became a MAGA darling for her first viral ad campaign with American Eagle about having good genes.
My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has great genes.
And because the world found out that she's been a registered Republican in Florida since June of 2024.
Sydney Sweeney, she's like a very hot actress right now.
She's a registered Republican?
Yes.
Oh, now I love her ad. Is that right? Is Sydney Sweeney?
And here is the glowing defense Megyn initially gave Sydney Sweeney for being such a hottie.
So the Sydney Sweeney thing to me is interesting, just for the people who haven't seen the story, but it's everywhere. But she's an American actress. She's beautiful. She's blonde. She's got blue hair, blue eyes, and white skin. And she's in this American Eagle ad for their jeans. And the tagline is Sydney Sweeney has good genes. And now the left is completely freaked out over it, saying that this is about eugenics and white supremacy. I'm going to show the audience just some of the reaction because these nutcases, people need to know what they're sounding like. Here's a montage we put together, SOT 23.
Did American Eagle just run an ad for eugenics?
Praising Sydney Sweeney for her great genes in the context of her white, blonde hair, blue eye appearance. It is one of the loudest and most obvious racialized dog whistles we've seen and heard in a while.
Should we be surprised that a company whose name is literally American Eagle is making fascist propaganda like this? Probably not, but it's still really shocking. Like a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman is talking about her good genes.
This is the piece that no one's saying, and I think we should say it because it's real and there's nothing wrong with it. We're sick and fucking tired of the nonsense where you are not allowed to ever celebrate someone who is white and blonde and blue-eyed. That we have to walk into a room apologetic for those things, or we have for the past 5 years. And in a way, this ad is the final declaration that we're done doing that shit. It doesn't mean we're better, but you know what? We're no worse than any other race or any other hair color or eye color, and we're fucking sick of being told that we are by having all of our representation, to use the left's terms, removed from television shows and movies.
Oh, Megyn, people don't dislike you because you're white. They dislike you because you're a fucking Anyway, this is what Megyn had to say about her hot, white, blue-eyed, blonde-haired MAGA darling today.
Sydney Sweeney, who is all woman, real woman, actual woman, and absolutely stunning. She was on the red carpet last night. She decided to show off her number one asset, which, contrary to the American Eagle jeans ad, is not really her jeans. It's her enormous breasts, which are spectacular. No one would take that away from her. But controversial opinion, Allie, I object to this. I disapprove of the dress she wore because it's completely see-through. You can see her entire nipples. She reminded me of Kim Kardashian, who overshares and then takes away the thing that is the sexiest, which is every guy's hoping to be the one who actually sees them for real and leaving a little to the imagination. Now, I know this is being universally celebrated online, but I have to say, even though Sydney Sweeney fan, love the jeans campaign, I thought this was a rare misstep. Your thoughts?
I mean, she's absolutely beautiful, and no one No one at all is trying to deny that. But I mean, I am definitely pro modesty. It's not that I'm pro burqa, but I think that we should do everything we can to like draw the eyes to the beauty of the face. There's nothing wrong with a womanly figure. I think that God made it and it is beautiful. But I feel like we could draw the line at areola. Like, I don't know.
Yes.
Like, I just feel like maybe.
Draw the line at areola. That should be the rule.
And here's the thing. She could have made all of those points in good faith, but none of these people operate in good faith. You are telling this woman to not show areola, which sure, I mean, most people would probably agree with that. But having said all of those things before and having made the Sydney Sweeney thing a culture war issue about how the left is so up in arms about whiteness and propaganda and Nazism and all this blah blah blah, let me culture war rage bait. You just use everything as an excuse to whine and piss and moan, and so hypocritically and so ironically take away the exact autonomy that you praised Sydney Sweeney for having prior to this. You don't fucking stand for anything. You don't believe in anything. You just wanted to get clicks, and Sydney Sweeney was trending online. And so Megyn has to have an opinion on it, and it has to be the most garbage opinion ever. Like, now you're offended. Okay, before, there were pretty credible offensive things that could be taken from Sydney Sweeney's ad, and even if you didn't think they were, other people thinking, hey, this is kind of offensive, this makes me feel less than, or whatever, you were okay with just shutting that shit down and saying, no, you're woke Marxist communists, like lying liberal snowflakes. What the fuck does this make you, Megyn? Oh, I hate it so much. It's just this fake MAGA morality, and that's the heart of what it is here, folks. Like, I could care less if Sydney Sweeney shows her boobies on the internet, or if Megyn Kelly likes it or not, or what the hell Megyn Kelly even thinks. But at the end of the day, this boils down to MAGA standing for absolutely nothing. And when you stand for nothing, you can be swayed by anything. Think about this in relation to like people who watch Fox News. Megyn has an audience of probably a lot of Fox News viewing women, the type of people who are swayed into believing the 2020 election was stolen so much that they went and insurrected the Capitol, that COVID was so fake they wouldn't even get vaccinated, or that it was also simultaneously not fake enough that they would take horse anti-parasitic and drink bleach to try to cure themselves of the disease that didn't even fucking exist. So all she is doing here is grifting these fucking morons, rage baiting and getting their clicks to sell them gold and other advertising bullshit. And it's like the My Pillow guy. Anyway, I'm on a rant here again, but please, I just ask, before you drop in the comments, I don't care what Megyn Kelly has to say. Who cares what Megyn Kelly has? A lot of people do. She's got 4 million subscribers on YouTube. She should be a nobody, but unfortunately she's not a nobody. So that is kind of what the point of what we have to address here. Ultimately, this is a pop culture funnel down the right-wing pipeline for women of the MAGA variety, or who are even MAGA adjacent or curious. And we've already seen the damage that these right-wing pipelines have done to men, especially young men in this society. So this is equally as dangerous and should be called out and ridiculed whenever possible. Anyway, that's all I got for Really American. I'm Kenny Hesse. I'll see you guys in the next one.